And we are back. WAFFLEBOARD breaks. How is everybody doing? Thursday night, second Facebook fill since the reload. 34 boxes with 35 jerseys. We do have a double jersey box in the reload. If anybody didn't hear that, wasn't listening, had your sound down. There is a double jersey box in the reload. We hit one reload box on Tuesday, and it was not a double box. It was Eric Stahl, Buffalo. Ron, with his closer mojo, came in and grabbed a bunch of spots at the end, and that was one of them. Ron also is looking for closer mojo again. See if he can continue that. Ron's actually hit in the past. I believe he has a turkey, so he has hit 3 in a row, but he's been away for a little bit, it looks like. He missed Sunday and last week, of course, and then I think I wasn't sure if he was on Sunday before, but Ron is looking to see if he can continue his closer mojo and do back-to-back this week. So that's happened before. We've had people hit Tuesday and Thursday, and then into the Sunday, of course. But we have had people hit. Recently, we've had somebody hit. It was Adam, I think, might have hit both Tuesday and Thursday. Ty is back tonight. Welcome back, Ty. Good to see you back in the room. Like I said, you're all family to me. I miss every single one of you when you're not around. I know Ron was not around on the weekends. Ty hasn't been around for a little bit. So you guys are starting to gear up as we get closer and closer to real hockey. This, if anybody's paying attention, I know we're in the middle of football starting, and obviously baseball is they're getting ready for the stretch run in September. But hockey is in the news. The orientation camps for the Olympics or this week. Canada, they said 23 of the 24 players that won gold at the Four Nations tournament, which is a fun tournament during the break. Everybody seemed to enjoy that. Canada, of course, winning in overtime against the U.S. with the McDavid goal. Canada's 23 of the 24 players that won gold at that tournament were at the orientation camp. I think Aiden Hill's the only one that was not there. He wasn't available, but they're feeling good about themselves after obviously having won the Four Nations. We'll see. I'm sure the roster will change a bit before the Olympics in February, but it's interesting to see that they're quite happy with their team. USA, there should be a couple additions that I believe I'm not sure why they weren't added to the team in the Four Nations, but Tage Thompson will be a fantastic addition. I expect him to make the team. There's most of the team looks exactly like the way it should. I think I don't know if Dylan Larkin was missing. I think I expect him to be on the team. The team USA looks really good. Probably one of the deepest teams they've had in many years at the international level, especially with the NHLers involved. Can't wait to see how the rosters shake out. Obviously, the Olympics have a little bit more teams. Obviously, the Four Nations just had U.S., Canada, and then Sweden and Finland. We'll have a lot more. Obviously, Italy's hosting, so they're going to have a team which probably won't be stacked to the gills. But the host nation always gets a team in there. Of course, I'm not sure who's. I don't think Russia is invited still to the Olympics. I think Czech Republic and Slovakia maybe will be there. I know Austria's looked pretty good. Switzerland's had some really good team in some international play recently, so I expect there's been good teams other than just the U.S. and the Canada and the Nordic countries. So expect to have some exciting hockey during the winter break in February for the Olympics. It's always good to have the international players, even though you worry about your players getting hurt from your teams. It does happen every once in a while, but it's definitely a nice break to see your teams play for your countries during the Olympics. I remember years ago when that wasn't a possibility, and that's obviously where the 1980 Olympic gold medal team came from. The U.S., those are all college kids against professional Russian soldiers / hockey players. And then, like I said, towards the end of the 80s, when they started to let the Olympics, expand to let the NHL players, and it's been amazing pretty much ever since. Olympic hockey is definitely very entertaining. I remember, either recording or getting up very early, seeing the games played, whether it was in Nagano or even when they were in Norway. So it's been tough with your schedule trying to be able to catch these games. But now with DVR, these games will be all played live, whether it's on whatever channel they're going to broadcast them. But you'll be able to catch the games, record them if you have to, and it's going to be fun. Like I said, I enjoy the Olympic hockey. Usually, it's not anywhere near your time zone, so it's always a chore to try to catch the games. But it's going to be fun. USA team is really strong. Like I said, we're at a point now when USA hockey is pretty stacked to the gills. It'd be nice to see if Patrick Kane's able to make the team one last hurrah for playing for Team USA. Obviously, the camps, the orientation camps, are just getting players, meeting the team. Not everybody is going to be on the final roster, but it's just a chance for the players to meet the coaches and get ready to get for their regular NHL camps. But I'm excited. Like I said, Olympic hockey, obviously every 4 years, the Olympics, they've done good stuff in the off Olympic years to keep it entertaining. I think the Four Nations was a lot of fun. I think it's better than the skills tournament, which is pretty much run its course. It's not really entertaining to me anymore, and many other players and fans alike. But some people still love it. Some people still love shooting targets and stationary goals and fastest skater and whatever, like breakaway relays, whatever they want to change around. But it's become more of a clown show. I like the players dressing up in different costumes and uniforms and whatever you got to do to make the shootouts entertaining at the All-Star game is fine. But I like real hockey, even though it's not real hockey. But it's still, you saw the passion that these players had. Teammates and enemies one night, and just seeing even Finland and Sweden, they have such a deep, rivalry. And then, of course, Team USA and Canada. There's always going to be a rivalry with those two countries. And, see Canada, and win that with the overtime goal for McDavid, even though he wasn't able to bring home the Stanley Cup again, back-to-back seasons. I'm sure he'll be able to, think about that. Obviously, Crosby, these guys played their hearts out, even though, there was no real, benefit other than just, obviously representing your country. It was a great distraction. A couple people got dinged up a little bit, but for the fans, it was absolutely, a fantastic example of kind of free flowing hockey. It wasn't as there were still some hits. It was entertaining. Like I said, you can't, it wasn't fake hockey. It wasn't the All-Star game skate around, beer league kind of no hitting. It had some. You play teams play defense. I said it was as good as you're going to get, I believe, especially during an All-Star break. It was an extended break while they gave them a couple of days to meet the teams and a couple practices, and then they're at it. And then once it was over, quick celebration, and then they're back to their regular teams. So, obviously the Olympic break's a little longer. Players don't spend the whole time there because they're playing the regular games pretty close to the All-Star. And maybe even after the Olympics start, they're probably still playing games because I know they're not part of the opening festivities or the closing festivities. Usually they squeeze the hockey games kind of into a 2-week stretch. But like I said, they have a bit of a round robin, and then of course the medal round, and they happen on 4 nights basically when they do the teams playing for the teams that play. Who's going to be in the gold and who's going to play in the bronze, and that's the way it is. So nothing's going to be different than that. Like I said, it's going to be entertaining, especially for some of these young players we haven't seen play in the Olympics yet. It's going to be really exciting. USA, especially, they have a lot of players that haven't been played at the Olympic level. It's good to see guys that are playing out of their mind right now. Guys like Kyle Connor and guys like Jack Eichel, and it'd be sad. I guess Matthew Tkachuk probably be back by then. It's nice to see him and Brady. Of course, all the Hugheses. I know we're definitely going to have Queen and Jack, and I'm not sure if Luke will make the team, but that's a possibility. Like I said, guys like the team is pretty stacked from top to bottom. It's going to be entertaining. I can't wait to see Tage Thompson. He's had some pretty excellent experiences with the USA team, but obviously not for nations. And it'd be nice to see how he plays. I think he's been in a couple of world championships because Buffalo usually gets bounced. So I said that's why Ryan Smith was always Captain Canada, because when he was with the Oils, they always got bounced early, and he was representing Canada many times over his career. So it's you get like I said, Shane Doan played a lot for Team Canada because Winnipeg was always getting bounced, and Phoenix was always getting bounced, and they're playing many times. I mean, these guys, if they don't have, NHL playoff experiences, they basically pack up their stuff and they head off to wherever the World Championships being hosted, and they play just as hard for those teams. Like you said, you represent your country, you pull on your sweater, and it's got your Canadian Nations logo on the front. Nothing changes with your combativeness and your want to win. I mean, he said it's a shame that guys like Shane Doan and Ryan Smith never got to be at that Stanley Cup champion level, but they played many years representing their countries. And obviously, Team Canada, many years in the World Championships, and like I said, they fought hard. I'm sure they'll tell you that those battles they played overseas for those World Championships were as rugged and as combative as they did in any of their games here. So I mean, it's gonna be fun to see. Like I said, there's lots of Americans, of course, that never got medals, or didn't win Stanley Cups, that really played hard, many years for those international teams. So it's going to be fun. Can't wait till we get there. But like I said, we have a little way to go before even the regular season starts. We got, like I said, orientation camps this week. I don't think I'm not sure they're doing any skating. I think it's more just going over the teams and discussing, the tryout portions, even though I think there was an original 6. I think each of the teams named 6 players that are named to the team, barring injury. But I think Hellebuck is the USA goalie. I think Andre will be there. We'll see who starts. I think both good Chucks were named to the team. I think I put Jack Hughes and Quinn, and I'm not sure who else was. Maybe it was Slavin. Was Slavin on the USA team, or is he Canada? I think he was named to one of the teams. Obviously, trying to think who else. Obviously, Canada has McCarr. He's definitely on the team. Obviously, McDavid definitely is on the team. I'm assuming McKinnon. I don't remember exactly who the Canadian 6 were, but each of the nations had like those original 6 players, and of course, everybody will be named shortly. So that's fun. Like I said, it's good. It's kind of like almost like fantasy hockey for a country. So obviously, you want those players healthy. You rarely, if ever, see a player turn down an opportunity to represent their country. Sometimes there's family matters, whether their wife is pregnant, or if somebody's sick in their family. There's reasons they can't go. Injuries, of course, prevent players from playing because your teams don't want you to have something nagging, or definitely get hurt there. But that would prevent you from going, so they'll know, well before the camp selection if there's something that keeps them from going. But I'm excited. Like I said, it's fun. It's definitely going to be the highlight of the season. As in February rolls around, we have to take a break from the regular season and get to watch these players, represent over in I think Torino. It's in Italy, I believe. So it's going to be fun. So, well, thank you, everybody. I said Ron closes out again tonight. So Ron's looking for that closer mojo. We do, like I said, we do have 34 boxes with 35 jerseys, 1 double box available. We'll see what hits tonight. We had 2 older boxes. Well, not really old, but 2 from the last reload on Sunday. And then we hit one of the new boxes on Tuesday. So with 35 spots, 34 boxes, we still have, was it 15 from 15 from the last reload. So almost 50-50 shot that a brand new box is going to come out. A little bit less than 50-50. Obviously, we still have the 5 oldest, which counts early June as an old box. The late June 5 are there. And then, of course, was it 10, 11? Or where's my list? Obviously, 53s are oldest. Then the 2 from, I believe, I think it's March. Then the 2 May, and then the 2 early June. Is that right? That sounds about right. Get confused. I think March might be the oldest box, which isn't crazy old. Like I said, nothing from last year. They're all gone. 1 from March, and I think 2 from May, because I think there's one reload in between. Like I said, this is the 28th reload with the boxes that I have here. So if anybody didn't watch the box in the video, the 15 of the 16, that's the 28th reload. So we're getting there. This is box 503 tonight. I appreciate everybody continuing to be with us, coming back, whether they've been away for a little while or a short while. I love everybody that comes back here and shares with our excitement of hitting whatever hits. So, like I said, we're all at the mercy of the randomizer, myself included. And like I said, I don't root for or against anything. I just love seeing these jerseys hit. I mean, if it's been something you've been targeting for a long time, that's fun. And it's always fun when somebody takes something out of the blue and they hit that. So I know some of you guys mix up your spots, and some of you just have a dedicated target. So either way, I understand there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. Some of you guys have a more dedicated attack plan, but not too much to go other than that. So let's get going with the box. I think we have 7-8 people here, which is good. Good luck, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see you stop by live. I know a bunch of you will be watching in the delay. I think we had to 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't take a final count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 or 13. Pretty good crowd. I think like 13 different people. It's good. So good luck to everybody. Somebody's going to be very happy. Maybe even 2 if we hit the double. But definitely one person's going to walk away quite happy tonight. So here we go. So make sure you get your bids in. Everything is live for Sunday. Boxes 504 and 505 will be down to 33 and 32 will be our box odds for Sunday. So just like that, we're in the low 30s. And next week we're getting it down. We'll be down to 31 and 30. So we'll be into the 20s by next Sunday. So good luck, everybody. Cannot wait to see what comes out tonight. Got my list here. Let me get don't need that. Calendar. But whatever hits tonight, as well as everything that's hit through last Sunday, will be sent out. Hopefully I'll get my freebies I gave out on Sunday. I'll go out to Puck. Will definitely go out to Ryan. I'm trying to see. I think I have a box big enough to get the hat in there with the jersey you hit. Nick's not here tonight, but yes, Ryan S. and Nick G. They both have stuff coming. Neither of them are here tonight. Mike H. and Ron, both of you guys have stuff coming, and whoever hits tonight. So here we go. Let me get going. Where's my list? Okay. Good luck, everybody. Where's my randoms? My dice? My list? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, here we go. We all know the drill. 5 or more on our dice roll to see how many times we'll randomize our list. In order, 53, 81, 86, 996, 16, 20, 23, 24, 32, and then 36 now all the way through 48. And then the reload is 50 through 66. So here we go. So good luck. Obviously, we hit 54. 53 was skipped. That's an oldest box. So there we go. In order. Everything's in order. So good luck, everybody. 5 or more on our dice roll. See what we got. And that is 7. The most common dice roll, 7. 7 times our list. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we got. 1. 34 boxes. 2. 35 jerseys. 3. 4. 5, 6, and the box we're going to open up tonight is going to be box number 59. 59 is a reload box. 7 times. Box 59. 7 times. Box 59. There we go. If you got a reload box, you're live. Okay, good luck, everybody. Woo! Box 59 is, there it is. Box 59. Just the proof positive those boxes are where they are. No hanky-panky. Everything's hunky-dory. Box 59. Okay. Back-to-back reloads. Okay, I got to start Stacking stuff up. There we go. We'll do that later. Box 59. Good luck, everybody. Quiet, dog. Okay. Let me see. Box 59. Let's see what we got. Box 59. Good luck, everybody. Box 59 is going to be... Oh, number 1 overall, Alexis Lafreniere. New York Rangers, Adidas, Alexis Lafreniere. Upper Deck, authenticated. Alexis Lafreniere. How about that? That's a pretty one. Very, very nice. Laffy Taffy. This is a make or break, I think, for him. Upper Deck A. Alexis Lafreniere. Obviously signs before he was even drafted. So there it is. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. The dog is happy. Lafreniere. Really nice sig. Upper Deck did a nice job. Obviously, he had a nice signing with the Lafreniere. So there it is with the little French accent mark. Lafreniere. Laffy. Rangers going to get back to being a legit playoff team. He better start to hit his stride this year. There we go. Lafreniere. Lafreniere. Very, very nice. Congratulations. That goes to CK is back in the win column. CK, congratulations. Where's the woohoos? He's not here. CK is missing the break. You can't go here without the woohoos. Woohoo! Laffy Taffy. Congratulations on the Lafreniere. There we go. We had I have other number 1 overall picks. I got some number 2 overall picks on the list. Obviously, Stahl hit. He was number 2 overall pick. Lafreniere. Oh, we have Yuri Slavkovsky still in there as number 1 overall pick. So, congrats, CK. Yes, Larry, congrats. Congratulations to CK hitting one of his Ranger boys, obviously with the fight strap. Upper Deck does a really nice job. Obviously, he's one of their spokespeople when even before he was drafted, I believe. So they got him right out the box. Hopefully, he can take a next step this year and show off his legit scoring power that he had in juniors. There we go. Lafreniere. We have his junior jersey in there. Now we have his white away Rangers, pretty white silver, I guess, white or silver sig. Very, very nice. So, yeah, sorry for everybody, of course, that did not hit. Your odds are now 1 better for Sunday and the double box we're doing. So it'll be 33 and 32 would be our box odds on Sunday. So those spots are live. Of course, I'll have to end the Lafreniere, come down from the eBay, and I'll get that ready to get shipped out. But thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate it. It's nice to see Laffy come out. Like I said, second box of the reload, and there is Laffy, wearing my number 13. So congratulations again, CK getting off the schneid, and then we're back in the winning column. Let's see if anybody else can get hot. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you guys back here. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week and into the holiday. Obviously, we'll be breaking the day before the holiday, but during the holiday weekend, we'll be back here on Sunday night after the eBay spots, and starting at 4 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern time, the spots will start ending. So make sure you get your bids in, grab your spots, get your initial bids, and come back and fight for them on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you guys all back here. Thank you very much. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks is out of here. Take care.